Wherever transports took our soldiers, they also took the Army nurse to work by day, by night, on distant battlefields, to help make shattered bodies whole, to bring smiles to faces twisted with pain, to serve at the side of the American soldier during peace and war. This is the Army Nurse USA, ready to serve anywhere, under any circumstances, in time of need.
During the past 4 years, 57,000 graduate registered nurses have served with the medical department of the Army. For us, the war is not yet over. Many nurses are still being sent to overseas theaters to care for American soldiers. These are replacements for nurses who served overseas during the war. And the war is not yet over for many of our patients. More than 300,000 patients are in Army hospitals throughout this country, many of whom will be forced to remain there for a long time to come. These men are not asking for much. They have never asked for much. They are the most wonderful patients in the world. But the war has cost them much more than any of us have been asked to give.
I want to thank all the Army nurses, past and present, that have continued to make sacrifices for family, friends, soldiers, and everybody that comes through our door, essentially. The celebration of the Army Nurse Corps birthday, which in this case we're celebrating the 116th year, is really important because we need to reflect on what's happened in the past and present, where we're going in the future. But it's exactly true. If we can see where we've been, then maybe we can continue to make sure we're evolving appropriately with the times and with the needs of the nation and the combatants, the war fighters. General Holcomb, the Chief of the Army Nurse Corps, this year had made the theme to revolve around what are we doing for medical preparedness, what have we done in the past, what are we doing for our professional practice, what have we done in the past, and what are we going to do, are we working as a team?
If you look at the statistics, the percentages of men in the Army Nurse Corps is much higher than in the civilian sector. Additionally, the value of developing leaders with the educational opportunities we have. That's another area. If you see the number of masters and doctoral PhD level nurses, it's much higher in the Army Nurse Corps than in the civilian sector. So that is a intentional direction that we take to develop our future leaders, is to provide them those educational opportunities.
We've realized that not only just the individual training, but bringing the AMED groups, like prior to deployment, making sure if it's just like, let's say, the Combat Support Hospital, they are getting together with the professional fillers from around the country, and they're doing an FTX or a CERT tax to make sure everybody functions together as a team. And then we're also sending those teams to some of the schoolhouse for like trauma courses, the ATC course in Miami, the Joint Forces Trauma course in San Antonio, so they can work together prior to deployment. And the combat medics are doing the BCT-3 training and, of course, the Table 8 training at the various facilities on post, so they can constantly make sure their hands-on skills are where they need to be.